We're at a major crisis point that is really unprecedented in modern California history. In December, January of this year, we broke the record for the longest number of days without rain. 25 million Californians depend on the state for water. We are projecting 0% deliveries to anybody that depends on the state.
Officials today declared what's being called an exceptional drought. That's the worst kind of classification. Some communities could soon run out of water entirely.
A severe drought is plaguing much of the West, creating bone-dry conditions and dangerous shrinking water levels, while much of the West has been abnormally dry for more than a decade.
Not a lot of rain or snow on those maps for California, and that is not good, with the state in its worst drought since 1977.
Right now, we are at the level we've been at the worst possible drought in modern history. The California water system, the allocations and how it moves water around, never presumed this little water. Agriculture in California uses roughly between 75 and 80% of the water that is used in the state. It's from the Colorado River through an aqueduct over to the coast. It's from the Owens Valley, which is east of the Sierra and comes into the city of Los Angeles. And it's from Northern California in the San Joaquin Sacramento River Delta and down the California Aqueduct for hundreds of miles. Right now, the water shortages appear to be affecting farmers the most.
Our farming family's great-grandfather and my grandfather moved out here from Oklahoma, and they started in the LA area just basically representing growers up and down California. And I'm the fourth generation in the family to be part of the company. The water in our area in Ventura County is not a very stable resource. There's lots going on with regulating the amount of water we take out of the aquifers, particularly the lower aquifer where we're standing now. You know, we rely, like I say, a lot on the rain and surface water to recharge those aquifers, and we just haven't had that in the last couple of years. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry here in Ventura County, and a lot of people rely on those jobs every day. So if we have to fallow ground or not grow on every acre that we own and farm, we would definitely see significant layoffs of people. The only way that food grows is where water flows. I mean, you cannot grow anything without water. Preserving agriculture is important in so many respects, I think. It's really a fabric of our country and of our society to be able to grow our own food.
The tough thing in California is water is used in a way that there's never quite enough for every single sector. And so there are always fights between some sectors or other parts. Whenever you have a normal season, there's generally enough that it mutes those fights. When it goes down, then it brings those fights into play. The different sectors come out more into warfare.
Mulholland determined that he needed to take the water out of the original Owens River channel and put it into an artificial conveyance system, which is the aqueduct, so he could take it all the way to Los Angeles via gravity.
As the plans for developing the waters of the Owens Valley took shape, the city fathers suddenly discovered that the city was running out of water. At least that's what they told the public.
The first aqueduct caused a tremendous amount of change and environmental impact, and impact to the human communities here too. For the most part, the agricultural communities here died after the city took over the lands.
Well, we're sitting here today adjacent to the Ventura River. This is the Ventura River behind me, and you can see that there's no water in the river. And so this is a sign that we are in a fairly serious drought right now. All the rivers in Ventura County are in a similar condition. And while there is still water flowing to the homes in Ventura, it's at the expense of the environment. We're completely dependent upon the water that is held within the watershed, within the Ventura River. And the wells and the pumping that's going on, diverting water for human uses, is reducing the water levels in the river to the point where you can see that it's dry. A dry river cannot support aquatic life. And as you can see, any fish that were in here that couldn't move died. And when you have endangered species, that's a really important consideration.
It's important to keep the water flowing for the environment and species, but at the same time developing water for people. Instead of, right now it seems like we're taking it away from people and giving it to the environment without developing new water for people.
The question about obtaining water is whether or not California is going to address long-term water issues, not just what is caused because of the drought.
There is no fixed allocation of water. Water is used until it's gone. And that's part of the big concern, is that as the demand increases, each consecutive drought is going to have a greater impact. And the concern is, at what point have we outgrown our water supply? The bigger concern is what happens if we do go into a 15 or 20-year drought? What happens then when we really run out of water?
This county is known for working together. All the farmers work together on lots of different issues, and water in particular is a big one. Association of Water Agencies once a year holds a water symposium here in Ventura County. It's basically to educate water users, water purveyors on the latest technology of water that's come about in the industry. The biggest benefit of having these annual symposiums is to bring awareness to the community about how important water is and how there are new technology and new ways to save water and distribute water. We're going to hear a lot about how other groundwater agencies are regulating their water and sharing it equitably among all the stakeholders. And we're also going to learn about new technologies of recycling water.
We have to have a paradigm change here in this room. We are environmentalists in this room, and we have to own that. And we cannot provide without protecting.
We have to hit a target of a reduction to sustain this operation in this county. It's the responsibility of the GMA to make sure that we bring our aquifer usage into safe balance, safe use.
At the end of the day, we want to save the aquifers, and to do that, all users have to use less water. I think people know that we're in a time where we need to do something now. We can't wait any longer.
There's a lot that you can do to dial in your water use outdoors. For every 1,000 square feet of roof space, in 1 inch of rainfall, you can capture 620 gallons, which can really keep a native plant garden alive for a long time. So we know that, 50% or more of the water used in Southern California is used outdoors, so that's really where we're focusing our efforts on teaching people how to be more water-wise.
I think not only ag, but municipal and industrial, we're all sort of have this new energy about what we really need to do at the end of the day to conserve water and not overdraft the basin.
The toughest thing about this entire drought is a lot of people think that government can solve it somehow, that government has some water somewhere that they're just not releasing or they're just not giving to people. And this drought isn't government-made or human-made. This is Mother Nature-made. The individual citizen makes choices every day in their water consumption that affect the volume of use.
The future, I think, is water conservancy. For us here in Ventura County, it's using desalinization or reclaiming water from the cities.
So there's a lot that can be done in the urban areas to retrofit the landscape so that it holds water more efficiently rather than shedding it. And so that when it does rain, we're able to capture that water for future use.
And we can do so much better in water conservation, in water recycling, in providing additional storage so we can try to save in the wet years to accommodate in the dry years. We could operate the system much more efficiently. We could restore wetlands, and we need to do all those things.